Most survival gear you see online is designed to look impressive, not to work when conditions get ugly. Big, tactical backpacks, flashy multi-tools, trendy gadgets. They sell a vibe, but they don't always solve the real problems you face outdoors. Staying warm, getting safe water, staying dry, moving efficiently, and fixing what breaks. This video is a reality check. We're cutting through the hype and going over 12 tools that actually earn their spot because they're simple, reliable, and they do more than one job. Think less cool gear, more useful capability. If you're building a beginner setup for camping, hiking, or basic emergency preparedness, this list will keep you focused on what matters and stop you from wasting money on stuff that won't deliver. Quick note: always follow local laws and prioritize safety. And if you're new to this, learn and practice with a responsible adult. Now, let's get into the first tool you'll be glad you packed. Number 1. Full-size ferro rod. Most fire kits fail for one simple reason. They rely on tiny, gimmicky sparkers that are hard to use when your hands are cold, wet, or shaky. A lot of survival gear marketing sells you the idea that the newest gadget will save you. But fire is still just spark, fuel, and airflow. If your spark tool only works in perfect conditions, it's not survival gear, it's a toy. A full-size ferro rod is boring in the best way. It keeps working. Look for something roughly 5 inches long and fairly thick with a solid striker, not a little edge on a keychain tool. The advantage is consistency. A good rod throws hot sparks even in wind and light rain, and it still works after getting soaked. Pair it with a striker that has a sharp 90-degree edge so you're scraping cleanly instead of polishing the rod. The technique most beginners miss is control. Keep the rod steady close to the tinder and pull the striker back so your tinder pile doesn't get scattered.
Also, don't treat sparks like magic. Build a proper ladder, from tinder to pencil-thin kindling to thicker fuel, because sparks don't light wet sticks. Store the rod where you can reach it fast, and add a simple lanyard so you don't drop it in leaves at night. A ferro rod is also a quiet signal after dark. A burst of sparks can be seen farther than you think. Fire is warmth, dry clothes, hot water, cooked food, and a morale reset. So a dependable spark source earns its weight fast. Number 2. Simple lighter and weatherproof tinder. A ferro rod is reliable, but it's not the fastest option when you're tired and you just need flame right now. That's why a basic lighter is still worth carrying as a backup ignition source. Keep it in a sealed bag so it stays dry, and bring at least one spare. Make it part of your routine to test it before you leave. People discover empty lighter at the worst moment. If you spend time in cold conditions, remember that standard butane lighters can struggle when temperatures drop. Keep one close to your body so it stays warm, and don't rely on a single ignition method. The other half of fire is tinder, and this is where people waste time. In the bush, everything can be damp even when it hasn't rained. Pack tinder that lights easily. Cotton balls with a little petroleum jelly, commercial fire tabs, or dry bark you collected earlier and stored away from moisture. Store tinder in a tough container so it doesn't get crushed into useless dust. A simple habit that pays off is pre-making a few tinder bundles at home and keeping them sealed. Then you're not hunting for perfectly dry material when you're already behind. If you want one rule, carry ignition you can use with gloves on, and tinder that works when the forest feels like a sponge.
Number 3. Stainless steel bottle with a nesting cup. Clean water is non-negotiable, And the most useful water tool is a single-wall stainless steel bottle you can put near coals without damaging it. Skip insulated bottles for this job. Double walls don't handle direct heat well. Aim for a size that holds enough to matter, like around 1 liter, and choose a lid that seals well so you're not leaking water into your pack. Add a metal cup that nests underneath, and you've got a compact cooking setup. This is your water carrier, your boiler, and your soup pot. Boiling is simple and visible. Bring water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute, and if you're at high altitude, keep it boiling longer. If your water is cloudy, strain it first through cloth and let sediment settle so you're not boiling a mug of grit. Keep your dirty water side and clean water side separate. Don't dip the same cup into the source and then drink from it without boiling. This setup also works when fire is small. You can boil a cup at a time, then pour it into the bottle. For backup, it's smart to carry a few water purification tablets in your first aid pouch because they work when you can't light a fire and you need to move. Water that looks fine can still make you sick, and getting sick outdoors drains energy and judgment fast, so a bottle you can boil in keeps your hydration plan straightforward. One practical habit: collect water with the cup first, then pour it into the bottle, so you're not constantly dipping your drinking container into the source. Keep the bottle mouth and cap as clean as you can, because that's the part you put your lips on. If you use tablets, give them the full contact time and keep the lid closed, because almost treated water is just untreated water with extra steps. Number 4. Lightweight tarp for shelter. People love tents because they feel complete, but a tarp is often the smarter move when you care about options and weight.
A good tarp can be a roof, a windbreak, a rain catcher, a ground sheet, or a quick shade. For most beginners, an 8x10 or 10x10 tarp is the sweet spot. Big enough to protect you and your gear, not so huge that it's annoying to rig. Choose a muted color that blends with the environment. The goal isn't to look tactical. It's to avoid being a bright marker in the woods. Shelter is mostly about 2 things: blocking wind and managing moisture. Even a basic tarp pitch that breaks the wind can make a huge difference in comfort and safety. Look for reinforced tie-out points and decent grommets, because cheap tarps fail right where the stress is. You can make stakes from sticks with your knife, and you can run a ridge line with your bank line, so you don't need a complicated accessory kit. Site choice matters just as much as the tarp. Avoid low spots that collect water, and don't set up under dead branches that could fall. Keep some airflow so condensation doesn't soak you from the inside, and add insulation under you with leaves or a bag-stuffed pad before you worry about fancy shelter upgrades. A tarp turns "I'm exposed" into "I have a plan" in minutes.
Number 5. Tarred bank line for cordage. Cordage is what makes your shelter, repairs, and carrying system actually hold together. Paracord works, but it stretches, and it can get slippery in knots, especially when wet. Tarred bank line is thinner, grips knots well, and handles moisture better. Think of it as strong, practical string that's happy doing dirty jobs. Carry a good length, hundreds of feet is normal, and keep it wrapped neatly so it doesn't turn into a knot ball at the worst time. Pre-cut a few lengths and tie simple loops so shelter setup is faster. Use it for ridge lines, guy lines, hanging food away from animals, repairing straps, replacing laces, bundling firewood, and making quick tie-downs on your pack. It's also easy to cut and melt the ends to stop fraying. The best way to think about cordage is not rope, but control. It lets you tension a tarp,
lash a frame, secure a bandage, or build a simple carry handle when your hands are tired. If you only learn 2 knot skills, make them a fixed loop like a bowline and a tightening system like a trucker's hitch. You don't need to be a sailor. You just need your shelter to stay up when the wind changes. Number 6. Full tang fixed blade knife. If you carry one cutting tool, a fixed blade is the safest bet because there are no moving parts to fail. Look for a full tang design, meaning the steel runs through the handle, and choose a blade around 4 to 5 inches for a good balance of control and strength. Carbon steel is easy to sharpen and bites into wood well, but it needs basic care to avoid rust. Stainless is lower maintenance, but can be harder to touch up in the field. Either can work if you keep it sharp. Pay attention to the handle shape and the sheath. If it's uncomfortable in your hand or loose in the sheath, you'll stop using it or lose it.
In the bush, the knife is not a weapon, it's a problem solver. You shape stakes, cut cordage, process kindling, prepare food, and do fine work like carving clean notches. Carry a small sharpening option, either a pocket stone or a compact sharpener, because a dull blade is more likely to slip. Use safe habits. Cut away from your body, stabilize your work, and slow down when you're tired. When people say, "My knife can do everything," they usually mean they're about to use it for a job a saw could do better. Medium size, strong build, sharp edge. That's the whole formula. Number 7. Folding saw for efficient wood processing. A lot of people default to a hatchet, but a folding saw often gives you more wood with less risk. Saws are efficient, quieter, and they don't demand perfect technique to be safe. With a good folding saw, you can cut dead branches to length, make clean pieces for a fire, and build simple supports for shelter without exhausting yourself. Choose one with a locking blade and aggressive teeth, and keep it clean so it doesn't bind. If possible, carry a spare blade. A blade around 7 to 10 inches is a good middle ground. Small enough to pack, long enough to actually work. Cut with steady strokes, let the teeth do the work, and avoid awkward angles where the saw can pinch. Cut dead, downed wood when possible, and avoid stripping live trees. Besides being better for the environment, it's usually easier and drier. This tool also helps you avoid knife abuse, like trying to split thick wood by hammering on your blade. A saw fits the real goal. Get usable wood quickly, with minimal energy and minimal chance of injury. And it keeps your hands in better shape for everything else you still have to do. Number 8. Contractor bags for waterproofing and versatility. Moisture ruins plans, and the cheapest way to fight it is with heavy-duty contractor bags. Use one as a pack liner so your spare clothes, tinder, and food stay dry even if your pack gets soaked. Keep extras because they're multi-purpose. A quick rain layer, a ground barrier, a way to carry water short distances, a makeshift cover for gear, or a wind block inside a shelter. You can also twist the top, tie it off with bank line, and turn it into a rough dry bag for things like clothes or electronics. Fill one with dry leaves to create insulation between you and cold ground, or use one as a clean surface for sorting gear in mud and snow. For preparedness, they even help with sanitation. Separating waste and keeping your camp cleaner reduces illness risk. The key is thickness. Thin trash bags tear fast, but contractor bags handle real use. Staying dry is staying functional, and staying functional is what keeps you making smart choices. Number 9. Duct tape wrapped flat. Things break, and repair is a survival skill in disguise. Duct tape gives you fast fixes. Patch a tarp, reinforce a torn strap,
seal a hole in a bag, or keep a boot together long enough to get out safely. The smart way to carry it is to wrap a length of tape flat around a card or an old lighter so it packs small and doesn't collect dirt. Tape also helps with water management. Seal a small leak, reinforce a bottle strap, or create a quick drip edge on a tarp line to keep rain from running into your shelter. It can protect your hands by covering rough spots on tools, and it helps with feet, which is a bigger deal than most beginners realize. Tape over a hot spot early, and you can prevent a blister that would slow you down for days. If you're patching fabric, put tape on both sides when you can, and press it down hard so it bonds. In wet conditions, duct tape can even help start a fire because the adhesive burns when it's fluffed and lit.
It's not glamorous, it's just useful. Number 10. Headlamp with spare batteries. Light is not just convenience, it's time. A headlamp keeps your hands free to set up shelter, handle a knife safely, or manage a fire after sunset. Pick something durable with a simple interface and a low mode for close work. Don't obsess over maximum brightness. High output burns batteries quickly and can ruin your night vision. What matters is reliability and runtime. Choose a model that uses common batteries like AA or AAA and carry a spare set in a sealed bag so they stay dry. If you can, use lithium batteries for cold weather because they hold power better than basic alkaline in low temperatures. Get in the habit of checking your headlamp monthly because dead batteries are a boring problem that can turn into a real one. Store spare batteries in a small bag or case so they don't rattle around and touch metal. Keep your headlamp in an outer pocket or on your person so you can grab it without unloading your whole pack in the dark. A headlamp also makes routine tasks safer, cooking, cutting, and walking on uneven ground, because you can point the light where you're looking, not where your hand happens to be.
Number 11. Basic first aid, focused on the problems that stop you. A big first aid kit is less important than the right items and the know-how to use them. In the bush, the most common issues are cuts, burns, sprains, and foot problems, and those problems can end a trip quickly. Pack sterile gauze, a wrap bandage, antiseptic wipes, blister care, moleskin or blister pads, tweezers, and a small roll of medical tape. Add nitrile gloves, a small pair of scissors, and a few safety pins because they make wound care and gear fixes easier. Add a few common meds you can safely use, like pain relief and antihistamines, plus any personal meds you actually need. Keep it all in a waterproof pouch and restock it after every trip. The goal is to stop bleeding, protect the wound, reduce infection risk, and keep you moving. Learn a few basics before you need them. How to clean and dress a wound, how to support an ankle, and how to spot early signs of cold stress or heat exhaustion. Also take foot care seriously. Drying your feet, changing socks, and treating hot spots early is one of the easiest ways to stay mobile. Number 12. Map and compass, plus a simple signal tool. Getting lost is a slow emergency that often turns into a fast one. Phones are useful, but batteries die, screens break, and signal disappears right when you want it. A paper map of the area and a basic compass weigh almost nothing and don't care about weather. Keep the map protected in a bag and practice simple navigation. Orient the map, take a bearing, and track where you are relative to ridges, rivers, and trails. Use clear handrails like a river, a ridgeline, or a road so you're not guessing your position every 10 minutes, and have a clear turnaround plan so you don't push deeper into unknown terrain by accident. Add one small signal tool like a loud whistle or a compact mirror and keep it on your person, not buried in your pack.
A common pattern is 3 loud whistle blasts, then a pause, then repeat. because it's easy to do and easy for others to recognize. Also, before you head out, tell someone where you're going and when you expect to be back. This isn't dramatic, it's basic risk control. This tool set is about staying in control, knowing where you are, choosing a safer route, and having a way to be found if plans change.